Hello gamers, and welcome to Let's Play some Kerbal Space Program 2 by Private Division. It's just started into early access, so everything is kind of work in progress, obviously. Kerbal Space Program 1 started into early access in 2013 and was released in 2015. There are lots of mods and stuff, so this is like a super complete game. Early access means that obviously Kerbal Space Program 2 has not been finished yet, but you can do quite a bit already in the sandbox. I want to quickly show you the roadmap. That's the current roadmap. So we are here at early access. Well, that's the German version, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. So this is how it starts, with an improved experience, new tutorials, and so on. New parts for your rockets and spaceships. And then there will be science and technology tree. There will be colonies and orbital construction. Then you will get more options for building interstellar stuff, a new system. Another new system will be here. You can gather resources, and then ultimately you can fly up with more Kerbals, and there will be multiplayer. My computer is actually quite old. It's a Xenon 1231 V3, so it's basically an old i7, I think. Quite old, and I've only got a here we are, that's a space agency, and I've only got a GeForce 1070 with 8 GB, so this is slightly less than the recommended minimum settings for the for 180p with low details. But everything is actually working quite well, and if you look at my settings, you can see this is what was suggested. I play borderless and VSync off. Well, maybe I can switch it on. I think my monitor might be able to do that. I might help. I have anti-aliasing switched off. Anisotropic filtering is on, and everything else is on high settings, and it actually runs, which is quite cool. I think anti-aliasing would be quite needed. And look at my resolution. It's 1440p, so also more than suggested. All right then. Here we are. This is the agency. We can, oops, where are we? No, I can't click right now. Why is that? Okay, I thought I can click on this as well, but I can't. Okay, so we can go to the Kerbal Space Center, the training center, the vehicle assembly building, and the tracking station. So okay, now we are here. Okay, this is the Kerbal Space Center, and now I can also click at everything. So you have a variety of launch pads, runways as well up there, as you can see. You've got different launch pads. I've already built some rockets to try things out. And there's quite a few of stock vehicles as well, I just noticed. In the tracking station, you can view your aircraft. Currently, I should have nothing going around anywhere. Yeah, that's good. Let's go back to the Space Center. And then in the Training Center, you can do all these tutorials, and you can do it whenever you want. And they are actually super important. And they've got really entertaining and fun videos as well, and then you can play along, and it really helps understanding, you know, the physics and the game. You don't learn everything. So for example, you don't learn how to land on the moon properly. You learn how to land on Earth, but not like with a vehicle or anything like that. Or docking in space, I think you can do that as well. But that's I recommend that you do all those tutorials. But what we are going to do, we're going to build a rocket. and I will try to get us into orbit. I actually, so this is the new thing. I haven't played Kerbal Space Program 1. I've noticed I've got it from a Humble Bundle, but I didn't have the time to try it out before the launch of this, so I'm just starting here. I've learned that one of the new things is that now you have the blueprint mode, for example. I think we have our presets are here. Yeah, I've just called it new workspace. Holy crap. Yeah, I didn't really save the rocket apparently. I mean, you can load quite a variety of rockets, and there's a rover and so on. But let's just build a rocket. Here on the left, you've got your favorites, so stuff you often use will automatically pop up here. And what's really nice, if you go on the different categories, you will still see the favorite star. And this is the size. Small, medium, I guess, or medium, whatever, large, extra small, and so on. So you know what fits to what. So you've got your command control vessels, probes, cockpits, and rovers. You've got fuel tanks, methane, monopropellants, xenon, hydrogen, and so on. Then you've got your engines for the different categories. You get structures for stability, for example. And I don't know what the panels actually do. I would like to have a tooltip explaining me what a panel does, for example. But I think this is just optical stuff. Both for ship design as well as some very attractive modern art sculptures. Trusses, tubes, and so on. Then you get coupling, very important, decouplers and separators. Radial decouplers, docking ports. You get payloads like cargo bays and stuff, crew cabins. Aerodynamic stuff like wings and stabilizers. Landing gear. Then you get heat shields, but heat is not yet activated in the game. I've learned though that in Kerbal Space Program 1 you didn't really need that super often. Not sure if that's true, but not that bad. You get batteries, solar arrays for longer journeys, generators. You get communication and utility stuff like the parachutes. So, oh no, I don't want to launch, okay. So down here you can change the orientation. You can show the center of thrust, center of mass, and center of pressure. Here you can do symmetry mode so that you get, for example, 4 additional rockets on the sides. And you can activate and deactivate snap. Selection tool, rotate and translate, assembly anchor, launch assembly. Here you can do lots of color changes also to individual parts. I think that is a new thing as well. You just click on selection tool again. Engineer's report, he tells you what you can do with it. Vessel has no command part and will not be controllable at launch, so you get quite a lot of information here. Here you can manage all your parts. In the trip planner you can actually check what you need. You can do one-way trips or round trips. It always starts at Kerbin. So we don't want to go to moon, for example. We could theoretically. Oh, I've seen in Quill 18's video, this was kind of here twice. Now that has changed. Okay, now, oh no, it was twice there because he did round trip. Okay, yeah, I see. So this is the round trip. Here you get the delta V for the different stuff. So he suggests that you need 3,400 delta V to leave Kerbin orbit, 860 to go on intercept course to moon, 280 to then enter orbit, and then 580 to go to land on moon. And then obviously you need more to go back. But we just want to go to the orbit now, to Kerbin orbit, and actually go back as well. So we're going to start with the command module. Just go for the small single pot command module. Here it is. And then we're going to need fuel tanks. I'm no expert, so I'm not sure what we need. I think this Methalox works. I've used it before. For upper stage assemblers, this fuel tank was designed for those craft that need just enough fuel, but not too much. But actually I've forgotten something. We need a decoupler. And now I can nicely click go here and enter decoupler. So we get the decoupler here. Okay. So we need the Methalox fuel tank. How much would it give us? We don't have any delta V at launch, which is normal, but you can click here. And then you see more the delta V of this, but we need an engine for that as well. Well, it would then be the launch delta V as well. Orbital Methalox engine, hot off the runway, the Terrier fuses function and fashion. It's perfect for transporting smaller later stages of rockets through space. So this is actually quite a lot of delta V. We won't need all that, but better safe than sorry. Let's go to a coupler. And attach it. And I would like to increase the lower size. I think there are adapters or something. I'm not quite sure how they are called. Yeah, adapter. Tiny to small, large to extra large, tiny to small, small to large, small to large. This is actually small, okay. So let's go small to large. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I think we need to go for something like this. Small to large. And then go for a large. Okay, Methalox is it available in large? Yes, it is. Medium would be sufficient though. I'm not quite sure. It says large, but here it says medium. So that's a bit odd. So let's add this. Obviously, we're going to need an engine. I'm no pro, so please bear with me. I think this is good choice for smaller rockets. Thrust. First stage of your rockets. Launcher Methalox. Container launcher. Orbital Methalox engine. Yeah, let's go for a launcher engine. Obviously, this is too small. This is the size we need. The Skipper's second most powerful engine next to the mainsail. Very good for intermediate stages. How about this one? You can see in vacuum. The mainsail. Well on the launch pad as well as in vacuum. That's what we need. We've got 3,500. Well, we've got 6,000 delta V. That's an overkill. Do we have a decoupler? So we've got the decoupler here. Good. And I actually think we could go with that setup. It's super overkill, but it looks cool. And we will definitely get up if we were stable enough. Let's go for some stabilizers, medium size. And then this would look like this. They're a bit too large though, but we need 4. So you can go to symmetry mode. And let's attach them like so maybe. Or maybe not like exactly on that thing, maybe like so. Move them up a bit. Never really used those stabilizers. We can change the tip length. Boot length. And reduce that a bit. Well, maybe put it like so. Wingspan. Holy crap. Go just for this. No idea if this is going to fly well. And obviously we will want to return. So we are going to need parachute. There we go. I didn't put the heat shield because heat is deactivated. You would have to put the heat shield. What is rotate and translate? Okay. So we need to be careful because sometimes the coupling goes wrong. So as you can see now, this is the decoupler for up here. It would activate after the thingy, after the parachute. So we need to move it down. The one thing you notice, I can drag and drop, but it's not attached visibly to the mouse cursor. So I don't want to fire that engine off immediately as I decouple. If I wanted that, I could move it down here, and that would happen at the same time. And if you had additional fuel tanks on the sides, for example, you can just put them all in one and then it'll work. So let's take a look at the engineer report. No complaints. 13 parts. We've got a huge height. A nice looking rocket. Let's see if we can show the center of thrust. Yes, down there. Center of gravity is, I think it's in a decent spot. I think we could move it. Maybe. Not sure. By building stuff we can move it, obviously. And there's the center of pressure. Okay. We can launch it now. We can also manage the Kerbal. So we've got Valentina in here. Let's go with Valentina. So the plan is get to orbit. And then land on Kerbal. Again, it's called Kerbal or Kerbit or something? Kerbin. I think it's called Kerbin. Here you can see the new blueprint look. And again. I think that's cool. I'm not sure how I've forgotten. It's in the tutorial. You can move around. And then here we've got the color manager. So we could go for individual parts. For example, let's select this. Make that blue, maybe? Is that possible? Yes, we can. And also this blue. There we go. Or let's make it black. Yeah, so you can change individual parts. I think this is a new thing. You can always change the agency colors as well. Mine are red and white. And so that's pretty cool, I think. Yeah. I think we're good to go. To try it out. Could be a complete failure. We'll see. Like I said, I've managed to do it once. I think standing there is a bit weird. I think we might have something attached to it. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. We'll see. Okay. And now there's a countdown. And actually our Delta V now is only 4,500 for launch. And I'm not sure why. Oh shit, it added things up somehow. I'm not quite sure. Original rocket sounds. We are 70 miles per second. Let's move towards the east. We want to go to 90 degrees to make the best use of the, how's that called again? I've forgotten. The gravity turn? Yeah, the gravity turn. So we are using Earth's or Kerbin's gravity to use less ground. I'm actually not quite sure we're going to make it. think this might not be enough. I think I was misled by the indications a little bit. Here we've got a stabilizer thing going on, and it's actually activated. Okay, this is how we can go. We can zoom out, we can... As you can see, a little bit stuttering, but like I said, my computer is super old and it's even below the minimum requirements. And I'm playing with the settings that are quite a bit higher than that, actually. Here you can see how much fuel we've got left. Here we can see the apoapsis, or how it's called, I think something like that, and the periapsis. It's 70 kilometers is kind of where we need to go to. Here we are doing full burst. We can reduce it a little bit or a lot by pressing Y and X, or we can use Control and Shift like I just did, or we can just use the mouse. I'm not 100% positive we will have enough to get us where we want to get to. We can go to map view. Oh, that's actually looking quite good. I should maybe go a bit more like so. Okay, we can get rid of this. And now, as you can see, I didn't automatically activate this. So here we can see our predicted movement, which is we're going way too high. Way too high. So we need to burn some fuel to actually lower that. We can all the time we can pause and stuff, which is good. Right mouse button to change the angle, middle mouse, no, left, no, I don't know. Why can I not move the location? I don't know. I think this is still a little bit too high. Unpause. Okay, middle mouse button works now. It's to shift around. Just doesn't work on pause. So let's stop the engine. Good thing now we had some leeway with the fuel, actually. I think this is a height that's okay for the apoapsis. So what we can do now is left click, create a maneuver plan. And at the highest point, if you accelerate in a prograde position, then you basically change the periapsis. And our periapsis is kind of now crashing us on Kerbin. So what we're going to do is we're going to accelerate here at this point. And as you can see, this changes the periapsis. There's a little bit of a delay, so sometimes I feel like it. I'm not 100% sure. So better slowly but steadily. Let's move that out even more. There will be a fuel warning if we don't have enough fuel for that maneuver. So the gray thing is our old course, I think. The yellow thing is our maneuver. And the blue, this one, is our current course. We don't do anything. Maybe I went down a little bit too much, but we're 210 kilometers above Kerbin already, which is quite a bit. Okay, is it going? Not quite yet. We need to fall on the other side of Kerbin and then get into a nice orbit, like so. Brilliant. Okay, I'm new to the game, so please bear with me. It's not quite super nice, I think. I think I would like to go out a little bit further. We have lots of time. We are still 7 minutes away from our maneuver point at normal speed. Take it out just a little bit more. This is super close, actually. I want to a little bit. Move out a little bit. Oh, I forgot to put lights on the rocket. I so badly wanted to put lights. This looks much better. So, okay, you've added a maneuver point plan. You can deactivate those tips. I've used them before, but there are not that many, and they are helpful reminders, I think. So, what we need to do in order to not crash is do this maneuver. As you can see here, we are prograde direction. Beautiful. There's moon. Eventually we will get there. And what we can do now is we can warp to maneuver, which is a pretty cool feature. I don't know if it was in the first game. It will basically stop before we reach the point. Yeah, time warp limited. Due to proximity to celestial body. I don't know if that's the reason or if the reason is actually we're getting close to the maneuver point. We can also go to tracking station, and then we can see where we've got our guys. Here we've got Valentina. I didn't rename the fly safe thingy. Delta V remaining, that's enough. Suborbital. We are suborbital, so we are not actually in the proper orbit. I'm not sure why. What's that? Default name. That us? I'm not 100% sure. We might be crashing badly. I think this should be our course, yeah. Yeah, we are here. Oh, did we just pass? Holy crap. We need to close that. How can we do that? Okay, we've passed the point, so we definitely need to start burning now. Shouldn't have gone into the menu. But we can do it still. Okay, we are here. We've passed the point. But only a little bit. It also tells us when to stop burn. It won't automatically start burning here. Not sure if you can change that. Here you can see which stage we are in. We're in stage 3 here of the coupling setup. And I have no idea what that is. Ooh, I know what that is. That might be our rocket parts. So as you can see, we're nicely pushing out forward the periapsis. But not enough yet. And now we are on an orbital course with that already. We wouldn't crash, we would fall around, basically fall around Kerbin. And then we can stop the engines now. I think this is nice. We are on a lower orbit now. I'm not sure, which height is which orbit. So we can just go here and we are in orbit. We can delete the maneuver point and enjoy the view. We can also speed things up and just stay in orbit. Unfortunately, I didn't put lights. Really beautiful, I think. And considering I was super worried that the game wouldn't run on my machine, in particular because of the graphics card. I mean, not run at all. And now that it runs even better than with the minimum requirements that I don't even meet, that's pretty cool. As you can see, there's a little bit of anti-aliasing issues going on here, for example. I think that's something I would recommend to activate. A nice orbital course. Our height is obviously changing, but as you can see, we're going up and down. We're just not on a steady course. Kerbin is happy with, health-wise, with the G-force, Valentina. But what we need to do now is go back to Kerbin. So our station is here. So we actually want to crash here, kind of in the sea, if we can. So let's create a maneuver point. And in order to get down, we need to prograde. So go backward. As you can see, we're changing the location here. Not quite it, but as you can see, instead of giving in more power, we could also move the maneuver point. And then give a little bit more fuel. I read and heard it's best to land in water and safest. But we could land a little bit closer to our station E still. A little bit more. Burn some more fuel. Going to waste anyway. Maybe a little bit more. Still a little bit more. I could also move the entire maneuver point. Let's check. Where are we landing? Where are we supposed to crash? Getting deep in here. Well, this might be actually exactly the space center, which would be fine. I don't mind. So we've got 23 minutes left. If I was to enter this, we also see the maneuver point here, so we can enjoy the view. We are in the correct position here, and now we can warp to the maneuver point, and then this time we won't miss it. Let's speed things up a little. That's twice, that's 4 times, and so on. 10 times. Go to 10 times. Okay, that's even like a warning. Arohateda. Okay, let's see if that works out. I think it's even slower at the very end. So let's burn. Okay, and now it just switched to the end. So we need to burn fuel for 33 seconds. Just wasting methaloxine or whatever it's called. You can always go to the flight report and see, your mission time, highest altitude, highest speed over land, highest speed overall, ground distance covered, so like in a moon rover or something, total distance traveled, highest G-force experienced. You can always go back to launch and stuff, because I think your Kerbals can die if you crash, so you can revert to launch, or then it doesn't count, the mission doesn't. Oh, I need to stop burning. I've forgotten, shite. There should be a warning sign, like a beep or something, like a 3-second beep. That would be pretty cool. And now I've messed up the, as you can see, I've messed up the crash, or didn't I? No, I didn't. Well, I did. Look at that, we're not crashing here anymore. But let's actually just try to adjust. We're going prograde again and moving out periapsis so that we crash closer to our space center. What we can do now is we can delete the maneuver point. And we do kind of have a point of impact because we're reaching the periapsis in T-minus 23 and 44 seconds. So basically it means we can speed things up. Let's go to watch our rocket. We could create some space junk already. Approaching Kerbin, lowering for safety reasons, that's a cool thing. And we're going down. I want to decouple that now because ideally I want it to burn. Not create wastes. Bye bye. So normally you would need a heat shield here, or well, you might need a heat shield here if it was activated. Auto ground, not sure what that means. Prograde. Not sure if prograde is now. This is prograde. I think, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, possibly. Can we see our guy? Yeah, here he is. Here you can see his helmet, or her helmet rather. That's even better than a free fall tower. The last thing that we need to do is activate our parachute. I think you do that between 3 and 7 kilometers. You can do it before and it will just go up a little bit. And as you can see, because of the atmosphere and stuff, our speed is already decreasing. Before still okay. We could evac. Oh, I didn't evac. I could have evac. And climb around, and if there's a jet pack you can use to move around your Kerbal in space. But that can be done in another video. Let's see where we will actually land. Oh shite. Oh no, I made a mistake. I think because I think that dropping the fuel tank kind of changed our trajectory. I didn't take that into consideration. Okay, we need to put the other thing down. But it's going to be okay. We will be rescued. We land above friendlies, which I'm sure we do. The Kerbals are friendly. So let's launch the parachute. Now imagine that breaking, that would be pretty bad. It won't open just yet. It'll take some time. Our speed is ever decreasing, our velocity. Okay, we don't land on our space center. I should have ejected the rocket before and then maybe, well, not sure. The tricky things going to space. Here you can see activating the quality of my computer is showing here a little bit, and I think activating anti-aliasing would be really helpful for this game. But I don't dare stretching my thin resources. Okay, now it automatically opens at 1000 meters roughly. And we're going down into the ocean. $600 meters. So So that's the stuff you can do already. And then maybe in the next episode already I will try to go to Moon. Or maybe we just do a space exit. But, well, let's try to go to Moon. Also, I read there are quite a few Easter eggs hidden. I won't spoiler it. I'm already spoiled a bit. But I don't know exactly where they are. So there's stuff to discover already. Let's speed things up a little bit. And even a little bit more. Yes, we are going down 400 meters above ground still. In a vast ocean. Hope the rescue ship will be here in due course. Velocity is only 5.9 meters per second. 6 meters, that's perfect your fine speed. Hello Valentina. Having a good time? Yeah, that's the door here. 50 meters. Nice sound effects here. You can see the waves. 9876. Ooh. Flashing already in as we are hit by waves. And there we are. We've safely landed, and luckily this thing can swim. Looks a bit odd, but I know it's okay, but yeah, here we are. Kerbal Space Program 2. We could evac and say hi. There we are. And then we can board again. We can let go, but we won't let go here in the ocean. Okay, and what you can do then is, this is all for, you know, light, I think for the gear, solar panels and stuff. We can click here for the Vampire Space Agency. In the sandbox mode, there will be other modes. And we can revert, so that's kind of restart, but we can also recover the vessel. And later there will be resources and so on, and then you will possibly, you know, transport your cargo and recover. We'll confirm recovery. And then you get a like a flight report, the final flight report, total distance traveled, and so on. Perfect. Practice makes perfect. You get tutorial advice. Yeah, so that's it. So now we can go to, let's say, the tracking station, for example. Or we can go anywhere basically. And now it puts us back here. But we can click here and we can go back to... Don't revert. No. Just go to the Kerbal Space Center. That's what we need to do. Okay. That's it. First flight on my channel. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.